Pretty easy to understand. Community involvement and what you would do with that community involvement into the city, your experiences.
So I get this question often, and I have to explain that for the last 2.5 years, I've been working as the Chief of Staff for the City Council. And anyone who knows anything about the position knows that it's pretty much a 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. job. So I have 2 children. One of them is in college, the other one is home. So I generally go right home after work from that job. But what I would do in the council office is be involved with all of the communities about issues that really impacted their lives, whether or not it was exclusive to Ward 13. I have a lot of, so we can go through a list of things that I did work on, but the Community Safety Act or the PCPRA was one that I was very, very involved in working on. We did ordinances about vacant and abandoned properties, about trash pickup, about road repairs, a school playground building, I mean everything, height restrictions on zoning. Basically, I was the clearinghouse for all the community groups that come in. If they wanted to get something done in the council, I would look at their request, figure out what it was that they needed, and then delegate it to my staff to figure out how we could problem solve.
Thank you.
So my experience that I've had in the community is mostly in the realm of nonviolence. I've worked with the police department, training them in nonviolence. I worked at the Rhode Island Training School for 10 years as a volunteer, working in nonviolence, and even bringing in computer training, computer tech training with our students. I helped build summer youth employment programs at the hospitals when I worked with South Province Development Corporation. I used to go on police ride-alongs and work directly with the police department beyond just training them. I helped do with the nonviolence training. I've trained over 15,000 students in our school system in nonviolence at all the high schools and the middle schools. And I think that experience helps a lot. That allows me to work with all different community groups. Again, as I mentioned, when Sergeant Cornell Young was killed, we built a coalition. Our church on Allen AME, we were the first faith-based group to work with Rhode Island Housing. We took 3 dilapidated homes right around the church. We purchased them, we rehabbed them, and created low-income housing. So I think all my experience that I've had, I'm also a small business owner for 22 years. I do IT work. And I think all of those experiences combined, working with the prison system, the schools, the police department. I worked for 1.5 years as a long-term substitute teacher at Del Sesto Middle School. I think all of those things helps me qualify myself to be a city council member and see many different aspects of the city that since I've worked so often and so long within the city of all different departments.
Thank you.
I moved to Providence to be the executive director of Rhode Island Jobs of Justice, which is a multi-issue coalition that's focused on economic justice, on workers' rights. And in that time, I served there for 7 years. And in that time, we got to do so much work together at the city level and at the state level, passing laws and around displaced workers, making sure that people have the ability to stay in their job without discrimination, making sure that we could fight to raise wages for service workers in downtown, hotel workers and janitors. I work with healthcare providers to increase quality patient care access for everyone. And I worked across issues with building trades unions and environmentalists, building some green jobs initiatives. So there's so much work there that I look forward to bringing to the City Council. Since then, I've worked with a variety of organizations like Direct Action for Rights and Equality, Providence Youth Student Movement. As a consultant, primarily thinking about how we build the base, because I think our community organizations in Providence are so important, and so figuring out how we strengthen those organizations and make sure that they can access government and access resources. And I also helped to found the Working Families Party, right? So all of these ways of really putting progressive values in motion, I would do in City Hall, and I would continue to do in Rhode Island.
Thank you.